Sup, nerds? I'm Tom.
I'm Wes.
Do you like Clank? Do you like space? Do you like cyber stations? Do you like 11? Well, all of those things are right here.
So today we're taking a look at the Cyber Station 11 expansion for Clank in Space. But first, let's talk about this tabletopper.
Whoa, it's so dope! It's got, so you get different play mats that you can get that fit in. They're stitched so they don't rip at the edges there.
It holds cards. Look at this. It holds cards up here on this ledge.
There are accessories that you can get that we actually don't have. We can get cup holders and dice towers and stuff put on here.
And it goes on top of your everyday
regular table. It goes on top
table.
of the existing table. You know, it's get one.
There will be a link in the description box down below.
Boom. So we do have in full our thoughts video for the base game of Clank, as well as the other expansion Apocalypse, but here we're just going to talk about this one. And this one's biggest thing is that the board is super different. Apocalypse added
new modules.
New modules that you swap out in the existing board, but it also added that the boss had like cards on it, and they have like effects when black cubes come out. And it did say in the rules that it recommends not mixing
this one and that one.
Right. And it totally makes sense because when the first time I sat down to play this game, my buddy already had it mixed in, and he pulls out the deck, and the deck's like this tall, and I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It feels like everything is going to be super watered down.
And then in addition to the new board, there are new cards in the lineup that you can have come up. And the big thing with these is you can install cards.
Yeah.
So if you have a crystal, when the card comes up and you play it, you can play the crystal and it becomes like a permanent card in your tableau, and it doesn't go back to your discard pile. You just get it every single turn.
Which is probably going to be my first complaint. So that's the biggest new mechanic, probably. Like, I mean, the new board, you could call that a new mechanic, but that's like a new mechanic in the game. You know, it's something you have to teach and learn. But there's not that many. I mean, maybe they were thought that they're too OP because they are kind of expensive in a way that because in order to play, you have to buy them. They go in your deck and then they come out and you have to spend a crystal to get it. And there is a new module that does have crystals on it, so that's good. But I thought they were thinking that they're going to be OP if there were too many. But there's only like 20 or so, and even when you just mix it in with just the base game, couldn't imagine if you also had Apocalypse. They rarely come out. Like I played the game twice now. I've never played one.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, we've had them come out before,
but
you don't have a crystal, or you want to use your crystal for something else.
But like think about in Apocalypse, the thing with the boss, right? Like that's a constant thing that you're always thinking about. You're always interacting with this. And here, there's a cool new mechanic that you could potentially never see. But now all I'm thinking is, well, split the deck into two halves and shuffle them into the top half, or cull the deck down a little bit. Take out the crappy cards that you don't like anymore. Take out the ones that make you that are +2 Clank or whatever. Just. I
like the idea of using half of the base deck and shuffle them in.
And just into the top half. So you still have the whole deck, but like that way they're going to come up earlier or something.
But the big thing this expansion adds, I feel like that's like we can't just sell an expansion that just gives you a few more board tiles. Let's throw some cards in there as well, and a new cool monster token as well. It is the new board shape, which is really cool. It's no more impressive than I think some of the regular Clank expansions.
Well, you start in the middle is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You're not all moving down. Like in Clank, you're moving down, and Clank in Space, you're moving across. And here you kind of go, Well, but the fact that these over here this is like the damage area and the thing track, I thought it was like a figure 8 when I first saw it. I didn't realize, like, oh, wait a minute. Okay.
So you were disappointed just because you thought something was wrong?
I just thought it would have been cool if it was like a figure 8. But here, it isn't really, because it would have been like more, I'm trying to think of the word.
I mean, it's still kind of a figure 8 because it's this. It's definitely, but there's
but there's all this in the middle. But all I'm just saying is, I thought it was going to be like less direction, even more scattered. I'm going all the way around here, and then I'm coming back, and then I'm doing, but here it's like you start in the middle, and it's like, well, I could go left, right, or down. But eventually I'm going to go this way, and then I'm going to come back, or I'm going to leave through the small pad.
Yeah.
Odd. I mean, the small pads, that's another new thing.
It does add the new small pods, so once this bad chick gets high enough, it unlocks new escape pods that are only 10 points if you escape them, but it gives you a chance to escape from the top. And so the person who barmushes in, grabs something, and runs out immediately just to try to run the timer down and kill you, that strategy becomes less valid now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because before it would be like, ooh, I got out and you didn't. I'm 20 points over you. But it's more like, no, I got out and you got out the cheaper way. So I have 10 points over you, that's not that big a deal.
Mm-hmm. Or if someone's bum rushing for it, you can just like, I'm just going to slip out here really quick, and you didn't even make it out that last game.
Yeah,
You tried to bum rush and get out.
I got close, though. 3 more move would have done it.
So all of your complaints, they're not at all complaints for me. Like, I see where you're like, it could have been more, but it wasn't. And this like could have been more, but it wasn't.
There's potential there for this to be great.
But there was nothing wrong. Like, there wasn't any, like, I disliked this game because of this. It was all,
I agree.
I had this preconceived idea, and it didn't live up to the hype.
No, I don't even think it's preconceived idea. Because it's not like my preconceived idea for those cards was that, that I would see them. How is that a preconceived idea? It's just that they it's watered down there. They don't come up all that much.
I could also see on the flip side if there was too many, the whole lineup of just those cards, and you're like, well, this is stupid.
That's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, I think maybe that's what they were trying to go for that. Mm-hmm. And maybe they erred on the side of caution. But you can fix that by shuffling them into the top half or the top 3/4 or whatever, But you're right. I think that this expansion I could have liked it more if things were a little bit different. I think I do like this expansion. I think if you like Clank in Space, definitely get it. I mean, you should have everything, but if you just have the base game, I think you should get Apocalypse first because it's the most different.
I would definitely think that this is the last one to get. Get the base game, get Apocalypse, and then get this one.
So base game first?
Base game first. That's probably...
That's good... I mean, you could buy the expansions first and then look at them and be like, all right, one day.
I've got a couple of those sitting on the shelf. We definitely do recommend picking it up, though, especially if you are a fan of Clank in Space. If you're not a fan of Clank in Space...
Then get out of here.
I probably wouldn't recommend it for you because it doesn't change the game in any significant way. Again, I would say it changes the game just about as much as one of the map expansions for the base game. It adds like a new map with some slight new mechanics on it, a couple different things, but mostly it's just adding variety. It's a new shape. It's a new thing to look at. It's easily, you can tell that someone's playing with the expansion and not the base game. Yeah.
I mean, the new shape is like
it's the big thing.
Yeah, it's like the most novel part of it. Because like even like all of the map expansions for regular Clank don't do that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's like a 6.5 for me, I guess. Like, I don't want to sound like I don't like it, but yeah, I thought it was good.
It just wasn't overly exciting.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, it's good, but I think like Apocalypse, I was like, oh, that really adds some stuff. Yeah, that's all new things.
I'd agree. I'd probably give it like a 7.6. If we're giving out numbers with decimals, we could just give it a 76 out of 100.
We could do a lot of things, but we're not gonna. Anywho, we're gonna put a purchase link to this, the base game, and probably Apocalypse in the description box down below. Go ahead and get yourself a copy.
And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, pick up a game topper for your table, and subscribe to our channel so you'll never be bored.
Oh, it looks so good. Boom. Yeah.
So today we are taking a look at the Cyberspace 11. So today we're taking a look at the Cyberspace 11 expansion for Clank.
Cyber Station 11.
Okay.
Cyber Station 11.